Why do you want to dance?
Why do you want to live?
I don't know exactly why, but I must.
That's my answer, too.
I'd say it's probably one of the best ballet films that's been done, and that it would give you the same sort of magic as seeing a live performance. Ballet doesn't come across very well on screen, on TV or in films, and to see something like that is just as good as seeing it live. You know, I thought, wow, that's brilliant. God, you know, if you can do those sort of things, you know, on film, it'd be just even more exciting, you know, on the stage.
Of course, the style in The Red Shoes is extraordinary. It's a very controlled film, and yet it feels like an artistic fever is infecting everybody in the film. But it's extremely controlled because the director really knows what he's doing, and he has a top-flight staff of people working for him.
Hein had worked on the costumes on A Matter of Life and Death and Black Narcissus, and he was starting out to do the same again on The Red Shoes. And Mickey said, I would like you to design this film. And Hein said, I never designed a film. I don't know what to do. And Mickey said, well, I think I've got a hunch. You can do it. And it was a brilliant hunch. It was the first time that a painter had designed the film.
The extraordinary ballet sequence highlighted the talents of the production designer and the camera crew.
The ballet was designed by Hein Heckroth, or the whole film. He was the art director, but Hein was an artist. He was a painter, a very good painter, and his background was in opera. So he thought in stage terms, and he thought in terms of a painter. Well, he did a storyboard of the ballet. All of the ideas in it were him, of the Helpmann turning into newspapers, all that was Hein. And he illustrated the whole thing with painting.
To realise Hein Heckroth's vision, experimental and silent cinema techniques were used, creating some of the film's most memorable and magical moments.
We had to find ways of doing these effects in the camera, and we in fact did. I mean, I mean, for instance, the newspaper that turns into Robert Helpmann. We had to find a way of slowing the camera during shooting from normal speed right down to sort of 2 or 3 frames a second, and then speeding up again and then going faster.
We also had a lot of innovative ideas about the time when she is on the stage and the shadow of the hand comes in to grasp her. And what I did on that one, I took the glass, the Fresnel lens, out of the Brute and just used naked carbons, because the glass more or less diffuses the light anyway.
You know, Michael Powell, when he was first told by Emeric Pressburger about this, should they make this film, it was originally designed for Merle Oberon when she was married to Alexander Korda before the war, and they would have used a double for the dancing parts, a real ballerina. And Michael said, I will only make it under one condition, that a real ballerina plays the part. And so he began looking for the person, and Stuart Granger actually recommended Moira. And of course, she was not only a wonderful dancer, but beautiful. And with that flaming red hair and her coloring, she was perfect for Technicolor.
She couldn't have known what she was letting herself in for.
You see this button?
Yes.
Well, follow it!
Because because no one had made a film in this way before. This is going to be done with real dancers who would then act off stage. And this was a revolutionary idea. And the most disconcerting thing for the dancers was that they were being expected to dance for real on camera, but to be subject to the disciplines of filming, which meant cut, can we have that again? Cut, can we have that again? Very disconcerting not to be able to follow through and perform extended passages.
Miss Page, we are trying to create something of beauty. Might I suggest that while you continue to wave your arms like a scarecrow and bend your knees like an old-cart horse, we are unlikely to succeed.
It's unbelievable, but it happened that when the film was finished, it was shown to J. Arthur Rank and his assistants. Michael wasn't present, but Emeric was, and they saw the film through, and when the lights went up at the end, it was customary. I mean, even if they didn't like it, you know, they would say, very interesting or something. They'd say something. On this occasion, they rose, they got up and they walked straight out, not even looking at Emeric, went straight out without saying a word. And then it turned out they thought that the Red Shoes was a disaster, absolute pile of rubbish, and they refused to give it a premiere. There was a man called William Heinemann who ran a small cinema in New York, and he and his wife and children adored the Red Shoes, and they got permission from J. Arthur Rank to take the film to America and run it at a Bijou cinema in New York.
The Red Shoes came to be one of the most successful films ever made.
For the best achievement in art direction of a color production are the following: Joan of Arc, Sierra Pictures, RKO Radio, Richard Day. Set direction, Casey Roberts and Joseph Kish. The Red Shoes, J. Arthur Rank Archers, Eagle Lion British, Hein Heckroth. Set decoration, Arthur Lawson. Hein Heckroth. For the Red Shoes, J. Arthur Rank Archers, Eagle Lion British. Hayward will accept the award for the winner.
But he actually had a very ambivalent attitude towards that award, because Hein was a painter, first and foremost. He's never fitted easily into historical categories for artists, because he's worked in the theatre, in the opera, in cinema, but he always considered himself as a painter.
The moment I remember vividly is when the ballet first starts, the Red Shoes, when the production starts, and she comes across the Red Shoes and she somehow slips into them, onto point straight away. And without even touching them, they do themselves up. And I always think that was just fabulous, because it was like they had a life of their own.